He will bend over on command. Stephen A. Smith.
Why don't you say white men? Because let me tell you something about black men. We love our mamas. Black men, we revere women.
A clown. A person who got held back in fourth grade by his own admission. People thought he was retarded. And this worship of the matriarchy and this whole pretend reverence of black women. Oh, we revere black women. We revere our mothers. Now, we will impregnate them and not marry them at the drop of a hat, but we revere them. We respect them. The man is lying. People thought he should be riding the short bus. Stephen A. Smith, who by his own admission had high school guidance counselor laugh at the thought of him going to college. Stephen A. Smith, who, again, really struggled intellectually, went to a junior college allegedly to play basketball, went to Winston-Salem State allegedly on a basketball scholarship after knocking down 17 straight three-pointers. Stephen A. Smith, who everybody in the journalism profession knows beyond a shadow of a doubt, has 8th grade writing skills. Everybody knows this. He's a blowhard that has a memory where they can teach him big words, and he has a pretty expansive vocabulary. Someone's taught him that. He's got good memory skills, I guess, as it relates to memorizing big words and how to use them. That's his skill, verbal. The man who barely knows sports, a pathological liar. You read his book where he takes a dump on his father, where he previously had never taken a dump on his father, had talked in reverential terms about his father before the book. And it has to be that your mama is everything, and your mama did everything for you, and your dad was basically a waste of time. Here he is on The View talking about his reverence for black women. SOT number 4.
Let me ask you this. How you want to speak?
No.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Because Howard Stern says that he wasn't confident that the country was ready to elect the first female president because he knows, quote, how men talk behind closed doors about us. So we're very privileged to have a great guy here today.
Yeah.
Tell her, what do men say about us behind closed doors?
Well, first of all,
Say it to our faces.
Yeah.
Do tell.
I don't hide, so no worries there. Here's the deal. I respectfully disagree with Howard Stern, only from the standpoint that I wish he had been more specific.
I know that.
We love, and we revere black women. And when we're trifling, we know it's us. It's not them.
Right, yeah.
You understand? So
do.
when he's saying that, okay, well, then let's talk about white men. We have a white power structure that still exists in this country today. I understand the white populace in this country was over 85% at one time. It's now dipped to about 57.4%.
Yep.
The white power structure is still in place. So when we talk about misogyny, when we talk about chauvinism, when we talk about women not necessarily being empowered, well, who's in a position of power to surrender some of that power? It's white men. So I think that when Howard Stern was talking, I can't speak to what white men are thinking. I can tell you this much.
Yeah.
We don't have any problem looking at a woman as a leader. I can tell you.
Let me translate that for you. He's arguing that he is so biblically unsound and that black men are so detached from a biblical worldview that they treat black women like Jesus. That's what he's arguing. And he's arguing that black men have established their mothers and black women as an idol. He's talking about idolatry. And he's got it completely backwards in terms of the way a man should think. I do have a problem with falling in line behind a woman, because that's not what God wants me to do. That's not what men are meant to do. Men are meant to follow God and to lead women and children. Women are meant to follow men who are following God. Those are the facts. This is a clown.
Conservative when it comes to my money. I can't stand paying taxes. It drives me nuts. And one time I was approached by Governor Ed Rendell in Pennsylvania. He wanted me to run for Senate. Yeah, he said you should do it. I said, you don't know, I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative either, but I'm not. He said, don't matter with you. Don't matter with you. You're a voice that needs to be heard.
From Chris Christie to Rendell there are people in Stephen A's ear telling him, we're going to run you for political office. We're going to run you for the presidency. And he works at the company Disney that made a decision years and years ago. Hey, we're going to turn all these kids trans. We're going to turn them all gay. We're going to make it happen. Yes, I know the gays are only 2 or 3, 4% of the population, but trust me, over time, we're going to get that number up to 25, 30%, 50%. They're all going to be bisexual. And they've been executing that plan. And as far-fetched as you think it is that they haven't hatched a plan that Stephen A. Smith, just like, because he's right on message. Comes to gay rights, I'm down with it. I like Diddy parties too. That's all he said. He's flexible. He's for power, he will do anything. First Cup Coffee, Christian-owned patriot coffee company that stands for core values, family, and building community across the nation. Go to firstcup.com, use the promo code JASON, and save an additional 10% on your order. And if you subscribe, save another 10% for the life of your subscription. Remember how often I talk about Game of Thrones and how it was just a show about what men and women will do for power? And I talked about Stannis Baratheon, and this man burned his daughter at the stake for power. Burned his daughter at the stake. I know it's a fictional show, but it's a show about like men and women, there's nothing they won't do for power. Stephen A. Smith just told you, I will bend over, I'll do whatever, drop to my knees, whatever for power. I'm down for the play. But financially, and again, this is why he loves to say, I'm fiscally conservative, but I'm liberal when it comes to social issues. What he's saying is, cut me a check and I'll throw away any value that I may have pretended to have. That's a politician. And that's why they like Stephen A. Smith. And they think we're all idiots. They think Stephen A. Smith pretending to be, I'm this guy in the middle, I'm this centrist. They think that's the perfect message. He's not a centrist. He's satanic.